The Women's Leadership Institute in the Auburn University College of Liberal Arts is pleased to present Leaders Educating Through Discussion. We hope you will take a moment after you watch our presentation to add your own voice to the dialogue on our website, auburn.edu/women's leadership.
When I entered the field of hospital administration, it was still largely a man's world. I soon learned that I had to assert myself similarly to men to be respected and appreciated. Sometimes I had to learn this the hard way. I remember one particular instance. I was at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. I had done my internship there, and I got my first job there. And I had worked so very hard on a 10-minute presentation. It was about a problem that the organization had had. We found a solution. I was at the top of my game. I was ready to go in, just like Virginia, and do my presentation. And after my 10-minute presentation, which was flawless, I knew I could anticipate every question. And then I realized that in this room full of 18 men, 2 women, one of those being me, the other being the secretary who was taking the notes, that I finished this presentation and the most senior administrator said, "Could you say that again?" And I realized that he had not heard anything that I had really said. But instead, what he was listening to, because I was 23 years old and young and pretty, and he was just intrigued by the way I was saying it, not what I had to say. So at that time, I decided that, I must be what everybody else wanted me to be, not myself. So I started working on elocution lessons and trying to get rid of my Southern drawl, because I thought that it was what was a hindrance for me, not a help. Well, I can tell you now, at this age, I realize that it can be such an asset. It just depends on how you use it. So over the course of the last 30 years, I have worked in hospitals on the tray line and dietetics at 4 a.m. in the morning, which I later learned was how they broke in their managers. In human resources, hiring the best and the brightest as the director of patient representatives at an 864-bed hospital, trying to make every patient's stay a positive one, and was the vice president of strategic planning and marketing at a hospital. I've done healthcare consulting with a Big 8 accounting firm, now I think it's the Big 5 after consolidation, on engagements with hospitals, physician practices, nursing homes, and long-term care facilities. In these roles, though, I've always been asked to do more, to go above and beyond, like coordinating the 30-day blood drive at UAB, where we set national records, and the United Way campaign. Almost everywhere I've ever worked, I've done that, which included a performance, lip-syncing as Cyndi Lauper, yes, with the pink hair. While on stage, I made more money in 5 minutes than I will ever make in 5 minutes in my entire lifetime. And it was fun, and it was exhilarating, and it was for a great cause. It also showed that I could be a part of the team. All these experiences, wearing different hats and taking on assignments that weren't in my job description per se, but allowed a creative and entrepreneurial side of me to blossom, led me to my current career in organized medicine, which is what we call this industry of physician organizations. No 2 days are the same, and often no 2 hours are the same. I can be addressing health policy issues on Capitol Hill on Monday, lobbying state legislative issues on Tuesday, planning a member gala on Wednesday, strategic planning on Thursday, and meeting with business leaders in the chamber on Friday. I can easily work 50 to 60 hours a week, but I make sure my weekends are mine. Mine with my children, mine with my husband, and time for me. While my healthcare career choice was not in patient care, I have the utmost respect for Dr. McCormick and her decision to become a physician. Our country has a growing physician shortage, and we need to align the incentives to encourage more bright young women like yourself to pursue medicine as a career. With health system reform passage by Congress in March, this country has a unique set of challenges and opportunities before it. If you choose a career in healthcare, you will no doubt be a part of this paradigm shift in our country's healthcare delivery system. Hopefully, we will preserve what's best about our system, including the patient-physician relationship, and enhance access for those who find it difficult to get health care now. What I would like to do is mention a few pearls of effective leadership, and if you're interested in my emailing these to you, these are just things that I've come to believe and understand can often make good women leaders. Create a vision and make a plan. I know you've heard, fail to plan, plan to fail. Be prepared. You've been told since you were in pre-K to do your homework. It hasn't changed. You have to do your homework. Anticipate the challenges that you will no doubt get in any field that you take on, but certainly as a woman leader. Pay attention to details. This is something that we're absolutely amazing at. Women know how to do this. I mean, we can plan an event for 500, with a blindfold on and our hands tied behind our backs. It's something that we do really well. Respect the process. It will help you stay focused, stay on track, and avoid some of the common pitfalls that can occur when you're trying to move forward. Demonstrate confidence and be persistent. You know that old adage, if you at first you don't succeed, try again? There's a lot to that. You've heard about some of these challenges. Challenge the status quo. Just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's the best way. It can be the best way, but challenge it because you often have the vision to make it better. Be empowered. What do the guys say? Be in the zone, at the top of your game. You do have to do, as Virginia was saying, and know everything there is to know about your particular field. Surround yourself with a good team or be a good team member. Be a mentor, a cheerleader. I don't hesitate for anybody in the healthcare administration program to give them my email, and I often have given young healthcare alums my password to go onto my professional association site and use my name to send letters to all of those individuals if they're trying to also get a job in healthcare and the association world. Be pleasant. Observe the golden rule. It applies to business just as it does in your personal life. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Take care of yourself. Find balance. No one on their deathbed ever said, I wish I'd spent more time at the office. It's a truism. So my motto is work hard and play hard. Number 10 is don't be afraid to use your female gifts and talents. Intuition, insight, compassion, the ability to multitask are wonderful skills and talents that you can bring forward that often your male colleagues don't have. I will tell you, I had a very interesting experience, a life-changing experience. When my family, we lived in New Orleans at the time of Hurricane Katrina. I was running the medical society there. The medical society's facilities were not devastated, but the heart of the organization was when over 800 physicians left that city because they too were in survival mode for their own families. They may have had no patients, no home, no practice. They didn't have a choice, which affected then my career choices. My family, all of us were suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Our life was changed upside down in 24 hours. And so what it does is you go back to some of these leadership skills. You say, okay, you just got to put one foot in front of the other. Tomorrow I can be a little healthier, a little stronger, a little more able to take care of them. But when I said take care of yourself, there are going to be women, we women, feel like we have to take care of everything and everyone. And there may become a time in your life that because of crisis, you're not able to do that. And you know what I would just suggest to you is give yourself a break. Because you will soon enough be able to get back on that horse and start taking care of all those things that you expect yourself to do as well as others that come to you. So I would just suggest to you that these are the things that often can build good women leaders. Be compassionate, follow your dreams, love what you do, and it's just such a pleasure to be here today. You are so motivating, so inspiring, and thank you for letting me